What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
Mr. James Shoe.com.
We got The Huntsman, sequel, yet prequel.
The Winter's War. Or is it just Winter's War, not The Winter's War?
It just passed 420. And we have Emily Blunt, Charlize Theron, Thor, Chris Hemsworth,
Jessica Chastain.
Nick
Frost.
Holla back.
Well, guys, today's been quite hectic. A lot of things going on in the news.
Prince
has passed away.
Rest in peace.
I don't even want to get into that.
China.
I'll be a mess. China, but only a quarter of our demographic will even know who China is. But
the country.
Yeah, it's pretty depressing. So, but there's always the movies, right? Like no matter what, no matter how sad or sick some of us get, we always get to come in here on Thursday and enjoy a movie. I don't know if it was 2013, 2014. I think 2013.
Kristen Stewart.
Yes, Kristen Stewart.
Sleeping with the director.
Let's go back in time. Did you like Huntsman, Snow White and the Huntsman?
Absolutely not. It wasn't good.
Yeah, I don't really. Honestly, it's one of those movies that I don't even remember. So I didn't dislike it to the point where because I always remember.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but it didn't leave an impression on me. I don't remember very much of the movie at all. So is this a sequel / prequel / anything that I need? Not really. I wasn't begging for it.
I was told this is a prequel.
I heard, well, you told me it was a prequel.
Yep.
And then some reviews have called it prequel sequel. One of the Matt Singer has called it a sequel prequel, and I was like, oh, okay, so whatever that means. But there is one thing that well, actually, there's a few things in here that's a little bit promising.
Emily Blunt.
That's the cast, yeah.
Charlize Theron.
Because I remember
Jessica Chastain. Woo!
I remember liking Charlize Theron as the Queen. I thought she was good. Like I remember that being like, well, at least she was really good in this role. But other than that, I don't have much expectation going into today's movie, except hopefully that this movie's fun. We know Kristen Stewart's out of the project, but the movie is still revolving around Snow White somehow. So it's really weird that they're taking out
Snow White.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what they do. I wonder if this is hopefully going to improve, and maybe we'll save the Huntsman story.
Hey.
You never know.
So will Chris Hemsworth come to the rescue?
We'll see, maybe.
How long's the movie?
About 2 hours. Yikes.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, so we just got out of The Huntsman. What is it?
The Huntsman, Winter's War.
And overall, the movie was not bad. Wasn't horrible, but it wasn't good. It was just like going through the motion. But I will say 4 things I did like: Chris Hemsworth, Jessica Chastain, Emily Blunt, Charlize Theron. Everything else was just whatever. The effects were okay. It's not a bad movie. It's just like, okay.
There's much worse out there.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, the movie's over. Okay.
I think you're inadvertently saying it's just like we don't care. It's like, all right, yeah, it's fine, but we're not invested. We don't care about these characters. I agree with you on 2 of your points. You made 4 solid points, but I'm only going to agree with you on 2 of them.
Who you didn't like?
I think Jessica Chastain and Chris Hemsworth were okay, but like they weren't like good enough to be like, oh, like Charlize Theron. I think in the small amount of time she is in the film, I think she's solid. I think she's great. But I actually really enjoyed Emily Blunt in this movie. I thought she was really good. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it's not, is like this movie I was not really looking forward to. But, the 2 hours didn't feel like it took really forever. I would say that, try to compliment it and be nice. But, and I will say that it wasn't awful. Like, I wasn't like, oh my God,
No.
It wasn't like that.
No.
But it just is a movie that I know I'll forget. Like, it's not something that's going to leave an impression on me. It didn't make me, I don't have any strong feelings about it besides I liked Emily Blunt and Charlize Theron's performances. I think this movie is really... the action sequences are really weird. I think that, like, in the beginning half of the film, at least for the first half,
it is a sequel prequel.
It is a sequel prequel. There are 2 or 3 fight sequences that have no music. So it's just, like, dead quiet, but all we're getting is, like, the sounds of punching and people hitting each other. And it's just very odd. It's kind of like the wrong tone for this movie that should be kind of loud and have this orchestral thing going on. And later in that, they changed that up. But I was just like, why is this fight with no sound? Like, why do we have no music right now? So I don't know. That was one thing that kind of stood out to me. But Honestly, this is just kind of one of those things where you're like, I don't really have much to say. I have really no strong feelings. I think that if you were a fan of Snow White and the Huntsman, then by all means, But if you didn't care about the first one, I don't think you're going to care about this one. And the whole Snow White thing, I mean, it's just like, come on. I mean, what's the deal? We have Snow White, who is it's Snow White's kingdom, and we're talking about Snow White. We even see Snow White, not really, obviously, but we see like the back of the head of Snow White, who we assume Snow White.
Crying.
Yeah, and it's just like, all right, guys, let's not talk about the elephant in the room. The fact that should be Kristen Stewart, and she was the main part of the first film, and she's not now. I mean, I don't know. This was a movie that I don't think needed to be made. I'd understand it if I thought it was going to make a lot of money. I don't know if it is going to make a lot of money. I mean, to me, I was just like, really? That's the movie that they're going to go for the sequel for, huh? Hoping to pull in that Thor money is what they're doing.
Would they have made this movie, you think, if Frozen wasn't made?
Yeah, you could definitely see that Frozen influence, huh?
Well, dude, the two girls, Charlize Theron and Elsa, they were Frozen sisters.
Yeah, Emily Blunt's definitely playing some Elsa in here.
Like 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I guess.
I thought Chris Hemsworth was actually quite charming.
Did you? I mean, he was okay. I've yet to really find a role of his that I really... Oh, actually, that's not true. He was really good in that Moby Dick movie, In the Heart of the Sea. He was good. Though I wasn't crazy about that movie. But outside of Thor, I'm not a very big Chris Hemsworth fan. And that's not nothing against him. It's just I have trouble not seeing Thor. And, I think that's a lot of his casting choices as well, You're working on the Huntsman instead of a hammer, you're throwing an axe, you're not going to make me forget about Thor. But In the Heart of the Sea, he did. But yeah, very mediocre week. I would say, I didn't hate it. You could see worse, that's for sure.
7 days from today, Keanu, the prequel to John Wick.
What is it in 7 days?
Keanu. Oh.
Keanu. I like how you say it. You say it so much more natural. Because I'm assuming Keanu is like a Hawaiian name in a way.
Keanu.
I can't say it like you. Anyway, Key and Peele. Are you a fan? I've watched a lot of their internet stuff.
They're funny.
But I've never really watched their show. But I think they're funny guys.
Yeah, it's funny.
But I do think the trailer for this movie looks hilarious. I don't know why.
That cat is
sold
cute.
Me. Yeah, cat is adorable, and it just sounds. It seems funny, and to me, the one thing I kind of notice is that even though they're messing with it looks like incredible violence and all that stuff, and we're throwing around a lot of vulgarity, it doesn't look like a super raunchy comedy either, and I think that's nice to see. It's like everything right now is just this rated R raunchy comedy. It's like everything's kind of like that same beat. So Keanu, I'm hoping, is kind of like a breath of fresh air. I was gonna say there hasn't been really any solid comedies this year, but Zootopia. I thought Zootopia was equally funny as it was charming and everything. But as far as a solid straight comedy, I don't think there has been a good one this year. I can't think of any. So hopefully this is our first one.
Well, we'll be back in 7 days. Let me ask you one question though.
Yeah.
What's better, Huntsman? The one we just saw?
Yeah.
Or the 1992 film Ladies Bugs with Rodney Dangerfield and Jonathan Brandis before he committed suicide?
I love how that's always your note. Ladybugs was a film that I watched on day 106.
Of the Challenge of 365.
If you don't know what that is, you can check that wide eye. Or if you haven't seen any of my CinemaCon coverage, all that CinemaCon coverage is up. All my interviews: Nate Parker, Jesse Eisenberg, Dave Franco.
You met Anna Kendrick.
You
met Chris Pratt.
All that
you met
right up here in the white eye.
The sexy Vivica A. Fox.
Oh, I love Vivica A. Fox.
Hey.
Vivica, if you're watching, I love you. I told her multiple times at CinemaCon that I loved her.
Hey.
Very, very nice lady.
No wonder why she ran the hallway.
Don't lie. She said she's going to come to our premiere for Independence Day Resurgence, so watch
Hey!
Definitely, geez, man, that's tough. I would choose Huntsman.
Okay.
Because Ladybug was like, oh man. Ladybug's one of those movies that are made for, that's the type of movie that's made for a comedian to tell his jokes, and they're just working around it. So Ladybug is pretty much a movie that each scene sets up Rodney Dangerfield's joke. So something happens, everyone walks away and he goes, hoo-hoo, and he tells his joke, and that's exactly what the movie is. It's just a way for him to tell jokes. And as much as Dangerfield is one of these legendary comedians, that's definitely not his best work. I mean, hey, the greatest comedians, most of them end up doing some not so good movies. That Ladybug is definitely one of them.
ChasingCinema.com is known as
the Film Lovers website.